How's it going, everybody? Welcome to We're All Geeks, the place where we switch studios every once in a while. Where we also got this table.
I love this table more than just about anything in life.
That's depressing.
I know, right? It's a sad life.
That's sad. My name, of course, is Kenny, and over to my left.
I'm Felipe.
And today we are going to talk about what we've been playing, but let's start with some news first. Pokemon this month is Game Informer's cover story, which means we're going to get a lot of Pokemon news over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You know, the article is already out for digital subscribers. I am, of course, a dinosaur and a physical subscriber, so I'll be getting my copy soon to read everything. The big thing that came out of that article, though, was... There's 18
gyms,
there's
right?
18 gyms.
Exactly 18 gyms.
Exactly 18 gyms, except there's not 18 gyms technically. It sounds like in lore in the game, there's 18 gyms. And they switch from being minor league and major league.
Mm-hmm.
You will only play 8 of those gyms, but the gyms that you will play might differ between versions.
Right.
We already know for sure, like, there in one version there's the fighting gym, in another there's the psychic gym. So there might be more stuff like that, where one of them is a minor league. So they'll still be kind of in the game, technically. Like, you'll actually still see them. You just won't play them.
How big a deal is that?
I mean, 8 gyms, that's the norm, so it doesn't change anything. It was, when I first heard 18 gyms, I was like, overwhelmed.
I was like, that's a lot.
That's too many gyms.
Yeah.
We got that's too much. How am I gonna beat this game?
Right?
I mean, come on, guys. And then I heard, no, you're only actually playing 8. It's the norm, and I'm happy about it.
So do you think it's an even kind of like split? So like one version of the game, you only get these gyms, and then this other version, you get these other gyms, or is there some overlap?
Oh, there's definitely overlap. Because the only 2 they've actually said were version exclusive were the fighting and the psychic.
Because that's the other thing the other thing I can think of would be there's 18, maybe like 9 apiece or what have you, but they're different based on the version, which that kind of would be cool, because so often is the difference is mostly just like Pokemon, and yes, some of the story stuff based on which side you are playing, you see, but sometimes, if you add more of a difference between the Pokemon games, then it encourages people to play the other one as well, instead of just like, few Pokemon here, few Pokemon there.
And that would be really game changing. But I'm fine with it being just a couple.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. And it does bring in, like, could they do through updates seasons where maybe they could switch gyms out and suddenly you can play, this other gym type that was minor before, but they did good enough to get promoted, and so you can play this gym now, and another gym drops off to minor, and you can't play that gym until it's back in season.
Yeah.
It opens a lot of doors. I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to do it here.
Yeah.
But they could, and it's nice that we're getting this region with a whole lot more lore.
Right.
And then there was the 101 questions thing was posted this week that Game Informer does with every single cover story. They talk to the director or a producer or what have you, and they rapid fire a whole bunch of questions. Yeah. This one, I think they might have actually answered 20. And the hyperbole there is very low because it was every other question at least was no comment. I can't answer that. I can't give you a number. I can't give you an exact answer. The one thing they did answer is kind of how the Gigamax and Dynamax stuff is working. So it's more like a projection that the Pokemon's huge.
Not their physically.
Not their physical form. So they're inside of the projection. And so their powers are obviously still amped up, but it's kind of played for the crowd.
I see. Okay.
That makes me feel a little bit better about them just being like, okay, so now this Pokemon's bigger.
Yeah, because that's what I thought, and I remember also like, wow, now I have just a gigantic Pokemon just to monster with you.
When it seemed like they were so creative with Mega Evolutions and even like the Z moves and stuff of the Sun and Moon games. Now we're now we're just making them big. Cool. Now it's like, oh, okay, they're amped up, and then the projection it's just a projection, so they're just really, really amped and powerful. It's still like not a major design change or anything like that,
Still
like
something different.
but it's something different. It's something new and different, and it's exciting.
That's Pokemon.
Yeah, that's Pokemon. I don't think there's anything else. Autosave is now in the game, which actually autosave could really screw you or really help you. It can go one of two ways, because I know for sure when I walk up to Mewtwo, I save before I walk up to Mewtwo to fight him, and then I just try to use Ultra Balls so I don't have to use my Master Ball. Now, you might just have to figure out a way to get enough Master Balls to where you could just catch that thing on the first time.
Yeah.
Because if you accidentally kill it, and you can't go back to your save file, unless it has multiple slots, which they've never done before, but they've never been on a console.
It also depends, where the autosave happens, because there's plenty of games that do autosave that it's like, well, this happened. Okay, well, close application, start over, and, we'll go from there. So
yeah.
We'll see. I'm excited.
This is the first Pokemon to do it. It's the second one that doesn't save to the cartridge, because Let's Go didn't save to the cartridge, but it's the first proper that won't save to the cartridge. So you won't be able to go to your GameStop and get a whole bunch of Pokemon and just keep returning.
Dang it!
Keep recycling it. Hey, can I just get a different copy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just fill out my Pokedex.
Yeah. Let's see. Was there any other news really to talk about?
There's been some stuff that's happened, but stuff that I feel like a lot of stuff drops when we're about to record or like right before we record, so we don't really have the time to really dig into it. But the whole Destiny relaunch just happened.
Yeah, they had some server issues because it was the first day to go free to play.
Yeah.
This is really the first time they're out of Activision's grasp, so they're making their changes. I haven't had a chance to actually play Shadowkeep. I definitely want to get to it, but
I do as well. I haven't touched Destiny in a few months.
Yeah,
but Destiny's been the game that, Destiny 2, I should say, ever since it came out, where I'll play for a bit and then get bored of it or do whatever the content and then just, let it go for a while, let updates kind of build up, and then you come back on. So I'm excited for it because every time I've come back, it's been fun.
Look at all this stuff we have to do now.
Yeah, it's like awesome, yay. It's not like I don't have any other games to play, yay.
Yeah, speaking of other games to play, we have been playing other games.
We have been playing a game.
And I've been playing a game as well. Let's start with you because your game is a whole hell of a lot more exciting than mine.
Okay, sure, all right.
Code Vein.
So yes, I've been playing the anime Dark Souls.
Okay.
Kinda. I have been playing it, not... Anyways. It's interesting,
okay.
I'll say. So it is a Dark Souls style game where, you make your character, you go out in the world, you fight enemies, you collect the soul equivalent, whatever the currency in this game is called haze. You get it, you use that to level up your character. When you die, you drop it. It's sitting there on the spot. You have to run back to it and get it. If you die on the way, then you lose it forever. So,
okay,
that's how it is. But honestly, that's kind of where the Dark Soul, I think, comparison stops.
So it's not brutally hard bosses or anything like that.
No.
It's actually possible to stay alive to collect your stuff.
So let me tell you this. Now, I am a very good video game player. I'm fantastic.
Sure.
But
okay.
I've been playing this. I've played all the Dark Souls. I've played Bloodborne. I got myself a Platinum in Sekiro. I'm pretty good. This game, there's been more than a few bosses that I get. First time out the gate, one shot.
Okay.
So it's not that Dark Souls, you get in, you're like, oh my gosh, it's a boss, what do I do? And then you just keep banging your head against the wall until you get it. There's been plenty of times that I walk in, I'm like, oh, it's a boss. Okay, well, dodge, attack, cool. This game, it's definitely easier than the Dark Souls. The main reason is you have a companion with you at all times.
Okay.
At all times. You can change up the companion. As the story progresses, you find different NPCs that then you can recruit. And it's cool, now I want you to be a companion of mine. And there's a girl that she's more range attack. So if you want to, if you're fighting in an area that has maybe a lot of quick moving enemies and you want someone that's more range, you can, switch to her. There's a guy that has a big old two-handed weapon who's definitely more of a damage dealer. There's a guy that's more kind of all around. They'll heal you like when you die. So there's plenty of times like I got to 0 and my character dies and they'll toss me like a heal and then I'll come back to life. And there's a cooldown on that, but it saved me more than once. They do a lot of damage. It's not like one of those games where like your companion, he's just kind of there and he dies all the time and so he's kind of worthless. No, plenty of times I'm running around. It's like, no, kill him. So my guy's name is Louis, the companion that I have. And so I'm like, Louis, kill him, as I'm like running around, almost dead, and he kills an enemy for me. But it's a fun game. I have been enjoying the game. I'll put that out there. But it's not, I guess I was expecting more of a Dark Souls style game, where this feels like a God Eater game.
Okay. So, combat speed. That's been my main problem with like a Neo or a Dark Souls is the combat speed. It feels glacial. Is this as slow as those?
It depends on the weapon that you're using. So you can get some weapons that are super quick. You can get some big two-handed weapons that are not as quick. But like, and you have, I mean, it's a fun game to play. The issues that I have with this game are, there's some stuff that's super complicated, and I've put in probably, I would say like close to 20 hours into this game, and I still cannot really fully explain it to you. The way that they do their stats is not, for the most part, not number-based, is letter-based. And so you have a weapon, and the weapon will say, like stat scaling. And so it's like strength, A, Dex, C+, will, C+. And I'm like, okay. But then my armor, which is just the one piece of armor that you have, that also has, okay, will is this much and strength is this much. And so I'm like, do I just, if I want to use a big old two-handed weapon that has A strength, do I also use, they're called blood veils, the armor. I'm like, do I use the armor that's also A? Like, it's not intuitive at all, I don't believe. Like, for the most part, I've been using the pre-order armor that I got. That's what I've been using, and I'm more than halfway done with the game. I just barely switched a weapon, but I was also using just, like, basically my starter weapon that I've been upgrading. You can do like the whole +1, +2, +3. But it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So unlike with Dark Souls or some of these other games, you can see this number is bigger than this other number. So I can tell that this is better than this. With this, there's a lot of like, I think, compromising where, okay, it's better damage, but it's less mobility but it's not super explained. But I'll sit there on the menu and I'm like, I'm doing okay, so I guess I'll just keep this weapon. A new weapon would drop. So I'm like, some numbers are turning blue, but some numbers are turning red, or some letters are turning blue and some letters are turning red. I don't get it. So it's still good. It doesn't do as much damage as my current weapon. Okay, fine. So it's been fun. I cannot tell you to save my life what the hell the story is about.
Okay.
It's vampires.
They're anime vampires.
Anime vampires. Some anime-ass anime.
Yeah.
So if you like that, check out Covain, I guess.
That sounds up my alley.
It has been fun. I know that I've kind of been, saying all my issues with it. It has been fun. Like, I can't wait to go home and play. I have been enjoying it. There definitely is, like, a lot of, like, New Game Plus, where, stuff gets harder and harder as you go. I hear that once you start getting into some of the more New Game Plus couple of times, that it gets like really difficulty, or as you get closer to the end of the game, bosses will do certain things that will like one-shot your companion, so then, they're kind of irrelevant. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. For some aspects I really like, some aspects are just confusing and I don't really enjoy. It's an empty world a lot of times, kind of like a God Eater game where like there's a map, which is crazy on this game. Again, a Dark Souls game, the fun is exploring and then eventually doing a loop and you open up a door and like, oh, this loops over here, and now there's a shortcut. No, I know exactly because I can just open up my map. The game itself is kind of empty. Like there's enemies, but like graphically speaking, just a lot of big like hallways that are not very interesting. There's like no clutter on the ground. It's just like a flat surface, one texture, and so again, I've played these games where it's like I really talk crap about them, but then I can't wait to go home and play them. So it's doing something right. So if you like, I think Dark Souls style games, check this one out. It's been fun. There's a lot of variety in the weapons. That's cool. They have a weird like magic system called gifts, but then it's based on the armor that you have equipped. But then if you use it enough, you can learn it. So then you can equip a different armor and take that with you. But again, I really haven't done any of that because it's not very well explained. So I've been playing this game as this weapon that I have does enough damage. I'll just keep going with that.
Okay.
Ring an endorsement for Code Ring.
All right. Sounds good. I've been playing a couple games. I've been still chugging along on Control. Literally maybe an hour more. I'm out of the quarry. Just plugging away at it. Most of my time with gaming has went to Untitled Goose Game.
There you go.
So rolled credits this afternoon.
Yeah.
Man, this game.
I want to play that game.
You should play this game.
Yes.
It's so to recap what it's about. You're a goose. You're an asshole.
That's right.
You're an asshole goose.
That's it.
Your purpose is, I'm not going to tell you because it's
chaos.
Actually the end. There's one in particular reason why you're causing chaos.
Okay.
And it's just weird.
All right.
But it's so much fun. You go to like this. You make a kid buy back his own toy.
Okay, yeah.
Like that's a segment of the game where the kid's just playing with a toy airplane and kicking a ball, and then you trap him in a phone booth. And then later on your to-do list, it has a list of things it wants you to do. It's like, okay, so here, now that you've got him in, go grab his, or make someone buy back their own stuff. And it's this kid that you're going to make buy back his own stuff. And you take there's a little shopkeeper, and you take his airplane into the shop area, and the shopkeeper thinks it's hers, and she's trying to sell it. So she puts it on her table. The kid's looking for his airplane, finds it. Oh, here's my airplane. Starts to walk out. The lady says, no, that's mine.
Yeah.
But
pay for this, kid.
Yeah. There's another segment where this same kid, it was so much fun to torture this kid. I don't know why. There's something wrong with me. But this kid, he's wearing glasses, and you need to make him put on the wrong glasses. So I got him to drop his glasses. I took his glasses away really quick. I went, and the shopkeeper has some like weird glasses, and I went and grabbed the pink ones, and I just handed them to the kid. And the kid's like, oh, thank you, Goose. Puts on the glasses, doesn't even realize they're wrong glasses. Which makes
Dumb kid.
Yeah, which is like, okay, you deserve it. No, it's just funny. Every time you would trap him in the phone booth, he would like call the shopkeeper that's next to the phone booth to come get the kid out. There's the electronics store. One of your missions is to get on TV, so you just flip a switch and it changes the TVs to like the cameras in the store, and suddenly the goose is all on all the TVs.
The game's getting a lot of love.
It deserves it. It's really good. It's short. After you roll credits, you do get like optional missions afterwards. You go back to the town, and one of them was what was the one I just did? Lock the farmer out of his garden. Lock the gardener out of his garden. And so I did that. Like, it has just some more extra stuff that apparently you can unlock that stuff while you're playing too. You can cross those off. But this is definitely where it's like if you're looking for a platinum type thing.
I see.
Then
just more things to do.
Yeah, okay. more things to do. I don't know if I'm going to go through it. I might just put it down, get back to Link's Awakening that I haven't finished, get back to Control maybe one day possibly, when console games are easier to play with no time.
Yeah.
And then, I recommend Goose Game.
Yeah, I've been wanting to check it out. Ever since it came out, like it definitely has been getting a lot of love. I've seen some stuff of people like even like pushing like, here's all the moves if you were to put the Goose in like Smash Brothers and stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
no,
Like, yeah.
they don't understand how much I would pay to have Goose in the Smash Bros. It would be great.
And this is the thing that I love about video games. It's a concept. It's a dumb concept, but in the context of a video game, like it works so well. It's super charming. Like that's all you need. It's like, yeah, just a dumb concept. You put it together, well executed. It's like, here you go, and boom, fantastic game.
It's just the way that it's like, okay, here's what you need to do. All right, you figuring out how to do it, and then watching your plan get executed in this hilarious way. One of the missions is, there's these two neighbors in the backyards, and you need to break a vase. So you go over to the one neighbor's yard, bring the vase over to the other neighbor's yard, and I guess they don't like each other or something, whatever. But like the man grabs this vase and just tosses it over the fence, and it breaks, and he's like, "Oh, I broke the vase that she was painting," and then you need her to cut his prized rose. Like it's so much fun just watching your Goose hijinks go into effect when you perfectly plan something. In the same level, you need to get a bow put on you, and there's like this little goose figure that has a bow on it, so you need to move the goose figure and then steal the bow off the goose figure and then go pose perfectly where the goose was, and then the lady comes over and puts it on. It's just it's such a fun game. It's the dumbest concept, but it's so much fun. I wish there was more levels, more unique things to do, more people to disturb with your honking. And
how long did it take you?
Probably overall maybe 2 hours.
Yeah.
Of gameplay, of overall gameplay. And that's not counting me just wandering around being a goose, Yeah, not a very long game. And
still,
and I'm happy about it. Like it was on sale. I bought it for like $12 when it launched. I don't expect, a big 60-hour thing, and I don't necessarily want that. It was very cathartic to just be a goose.
Right. Yeah.
The life of a goose it makes you ponder the life of a goose.
Yeah, they're assholes.
This one in particular. Yeah. So that's what I've been playing. I don't know if you've seen this, and that's why I didn't actually tell you beforehand I was going to do this. I am bringing back a very popular segment between me and you. I don't know if any of you like it out there. I don't really care. It's time for Persona Corner. Sing the song.
Welcome to Persona Corner. Welcome to Persona Corner.
Okay, that's the song. Yes, welcome to Persona Corner. Some new news came out today about Persona 5 Royale.
What? I don't know this.
Apparently, there's going to be some DLC. I read the story on Polygon. You will be able to fight in the Velvet Room in a challenge Persona 3 and 4 protagonists.
What?
Yeah. So it shows like the protagonist of 4 and its persona, and the protagonist of 3 and its persona, and you and your crew are fighting them in the Velvet Room. And it seems like challenges. It doesn't really show what you get for this. I knew you were gonna have this reaction. It doesn't say like what you get out of it, if it's just for the challenge. It's the fact that you get to fight these personas.
That's the multiverse coming together now. If they start to like acknowledge, like, yeah, here's, if I can see my girl Chie from like number 4 showing up, so many questions now about this because there's a lot that they could do.
So it doesn't sound like it's gonna be story related.
No, I know, but even putting that up, it's like, okay, if they look like the same that they looked on the other ones, like, is this taking place at the same time? Like, are they? There's just a lot of stuff that even if they are not trying to go out of their way to like answer these questions or even create more questions, it's still things that they have to think about. It's like, okay, well, also graphically, it's like Persona 5 looks a certain way, and it's definitely whatever, some like 7 or 8 years after Persona 4.
Right.
So now to like make these characters look like they fit in this universe, there's just so much, man.
Yeah.
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 Hyped up.
It sounds like they're specifically doing it in the Velvet Room because
uh-huh.
it is outside of time and space.
Yes.
Like, because, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. It could just be like, oh, here's just other realities, and you have these other people. So
yeah. But also the fact that we're getting DLC in Royal, like they're gonna support it with missions and stuff beyond just like costumes. That's awesome.
pretty cool.
That's exciting. It gives
One day I'll come back to Persona.
Yeah, give the 150-hour game some more content.
Yeah,
that's what
enough.
we need.
Yeah, there wasn't enough.
That's what we need. Sega sat down with Atlas and said, "Hey, it's great you're making these big long games in their normal price. We need you to make some DLC. We need you to
some more. There's not enough to do.
There's not enough to do." And Royal sounds like it's even longer. Like from what I heard, they're adding more semesters and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So and the characters are going to act. If you're not with them, they are still going to do stuff. So we might actually get some of the ships that people out there have been asking for on in Ryuji.
I mean, yeah.
Like if we could just get
or just anyone else other than the main character, like because it's always the thing. It's like you see as you play, even with number 4, like as you see these other characters' interaction, you're like, okay, well I picked her, so she's gonna be my girl, but you two are super cute together, so maybe you know.
That was the whole time playing Persona 5. I'm like, if I don't romance on, is she just gonna go with Ryuji because that's how it should be, and then it's not, because if you're not with her, she's just apparently doing nothing, existing in a vacuum.
See, but that reminds me of a thing that it's not spoilers per se, but at the end of Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
Okay.
Depending on your choice of who you romanced, if you romance someone, that will change other characters' ending story. So because I romanced, so there's a girl named there's a girl named Petra in the house that I played. If I had romanced her and had eventually like asked her to marry me or whatever, then after the credits roll and it tells me kind of what happened to everyone else, she would have been with me, but then this other character would have been alone or would have been with someone else. But because I didn't romance her, because I know this because I've seen it and talking to a couple of friends about it, when they saw their credit, Petra got together with this other character. And so I was like, what? So if I hadn't basically gotten away, they would have ended up together. So that's kind of what it reminds me of, that like I've always thought of that, like, if the main character from Persona, if I romance one of the girls, I mean, not my character because I'm everyone.
Yeah, you're
spreading it out.
You're ruining your life.
Yeah, I am. Apparently, that's a really bad decision that is just gonna come back and bite me in the ass. But I'm looking forward to it. So, we'll see.
You do you in your virtual high school life, okay?
Yeah. I'm just trying to be as creepy as possible. But that's awesome, man. Like I love Persona. I did not hear this news, so I am excited to check that out. And there's too many games to play, as always. I say this every week, but man, one day I'll come back to Persona.
I might. I'm toying with abandoning Control for a little bit. I want to play Control so that because right now it's up there in my possible game of the year, so I want to finish it so that, and Persona's so old that like if I play it later and finish it, cool. But man, I'm like, Persona.
I know every time we have this Persona corner, I'm always like jonesing for it. I'm like, maybe I'll come home and whatever.
Yeah, maybe I'll try to.
But there's so many. Like I haven't played Lynx yet. I want to play Surge 2, which came out not too long ago. I went with Code Vein instead. I want to finish Code Vein. Borderlands, since last time we talked, I finished the main story. The story definitely goes some places. And man, talk about like, I know I said something about Control like has the best moment of the year, and I still think it does. But
it has competition.
There's a couple spots in Borderlands 3 which are like my number 2 and 3 favorite moments of the year. including like the very, very end. But, there's that. And then here in a little bit, like Concrete Genie comes out like next week. It's a smaller game, but I want to check it out. And, there's some bigger games coming out soon. Call of Duty will be out here in a couple of weeks. And it just kind of, freaking video games just don't stop.
Video games don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Straight to the top.
That's not how the song goes, but it's fine.
Can't stop, won't stop, straight to the top.
Can't stop, won't stop, Rockefeller Records, yo. Get down. Yeah, that's how it goes.
All right,
that's how it
tune
goes.
in for next episode of Song Lyrics Explained with Felipe and Kenny.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's Young Guns. Come on.
Okay. You know what? I can only think of bad jokes, and I've already made too many of them, so we're just going to end this train wreck. Thank you for watching our...
Yeah, thanks for watching. We talked a lot about our favorite moments in video games this year. What are some of yours? Why is it Kairi and Sora actually getting to hang out together in Kingdom Hearts 3?
That did nothing for me. I'm dead inside.
That's fine. That's fine.
I mean, it's true.
It's why you're here. We need a dead person here.
That's right.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. What have you been playing? What have you been what have you been playing? Please, also if you enjoy our content, like, share, subscribe. As always, hit the bell in the corner to get the notifications. All that other stuff that the YouTube influencers like to say or have to say to try to survive and do things. Yeah, we'll see you next time. I can tell you for sure we're probably off next week.
Yes,
so
probably.
It's looking like we're off next week. So we'll see you in a couple weeks for most stuff. Until next time, I'm Kenny.
I'm Felipe.
Pretty on.